Or raised something else, my mother-in-law added, her lips curling into a smile sharp enough to cut. The table chuckled. Forks paused mid-air, wine glasses swayed. My husband didn't look at me. I just smiled, the kind that doesn't touch the eyes. Then the CEO's wife, seated 2 chairs down, set her fork down gently. Her voice was calm, cold. Interesting. Given what just landed on my desk about your nephew, shall we discuss it now? The laughter died. I'd learned long ago that silence could be more dangerous than shouting. That night, I let the tension choke the air before anyone spoke again. It wasn't always like this. When I married Daniel, his family pretended to welcome me. They liked the polished, ambitious version of me, the woman they could parade around as proof they were modern. But the moment I started outshining their golden boy, they shifted. The digs began small, jokes, hints that my career was built on luck and flirting with the right people. At first, I brushed them off, until I found out the truth. It started with an email, not to me, but accidentally CC'd. Daniel had been applying for jobs behind my back, using my work contacts. He'd even forwarded confidential client information to his cousin, hoping it would help him secure a role in a rival firm. The cousin was his aunt's pride and joy. But what I couldn't ignore was the signature at the bottom of one email. "This stays between us. She can never know." The she was me. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I studied. I dug through emails, pieced together timelines. Every login, every forwarded file, every dinner where they'd smiled in my face while using me. The more I uncovered, the colder I became. The day I decided to act, I poured myself a glass of wine and wrote a list. Not of what they'd done, of what I'd do. Step 1, secure my promotion. Not for the money, but for the leverage. The higher my position, the more their whispers would sound like jealousy. Step 2, copy every shred of evidence and deliver it to the right desk. My CEO's wife, who happened to be the firm's in-house ethics chair. She had no patience for family politics. Step 3, wait. Patience was the hardest part. For weeks, I endured more digs, more smirks across the table at family gatherings. My husband thought I was distracted with work. I was watching the noose tighten. The dinner that night was supposed to be about celebrating my promotion. They'd turned it into a roast. When his aunt leaned back and sneered, "They must have lowered the standards." I could see Daniel smirk into his drink. When his mother added her line, I caught the flicker of triumph in her eyes. But then the CEO's wife spoke. "Interesting. Given what just landed on my desk about your nephew, shall we discuss it now?" Every head turned. Her tone was polite, but her eyes were knives. The aunt's face drained of color. Daniel shifted in his seat. What do you mean?" she stammered. "I mean," she said, sipping her wine, "that your nephew has been caught attempting to solicit confidential company data from his wife's files, data he then shared with a competitor." Gasps rippled around the table. I stayed still, calm. "That's not," Daniel started, but she raised a hand. "We have the emails, we have the timestamps, and we know exactly who helped him." Her gaze didn't leave his aunt's face. The room was silent, except for the faint clink of her glass on the table. I finally spoke. "I tried to protect him," I said quietly, my voice steady. "I thought it was a mistake, but then I saw how deep it went." Daniel's jaw clenched. "You set me up." "No," I cut in. "You did that yourself. I just made sure the right people saw it." His aunt sputtered, trying to recover. "You can't ruin a man's career over theft?" The CEO's wife tilted her head. "Watch me." By the end of the week, Daniel's job offer was rescinded. His cousin was blacklisted from 3 major firms. His aunt stopped hosting family dinners. As for my mother-in-law, she called once to say I'd humiliated them. I hung up before she finished the sentence. Daniel moved out soon after. No fight, no tears, just a silence that suited us both. The funny thing about revenge is that it doesn't feel like fireworks. It feels like closing a heavy door and hearing the lock click. They thought they could chip away at me until I crumbled. Instead, I let them build the case that buried them. That night at the dinner table, when the laughter died and the truth filled the room, I didn't feel anger anymore. I felt free. And freedom, I've learned, is the sweetest form of revenge.